Welcome back to another Jay's Collectible video, and in this video, we are finally taking a look at my Micro Galaxy Squadron video. Sorry it took me so long. I was still recovering with my eyesight, and it's kind of coming back. It's almost there again. Maybe give it a few more weeks, but I'm able to record, and so yeah. So what you're seeing on screen currently is just kind of panning over of the different vehicles I have in my collection, and so we're going to take a closer look. We're going to go pretty quick because I have a lot of vehicles, but yeah, so sit back and relax, and let's now take a look at my Micro Galaxy Squadron video that should have been out a week ago or so. So up first, we're going to be taking a look at my Millennium Falcon. This is from the Return of the Jedi Destroy the Death Star set, so later in the video, we'll be taking a look at the Interceptors also. Kind of get a little spin around it real quick. Of course, you get a look at the Falcon, and you all know the Falcon. It's a pretty cool vehicle. It's a Han's vehicle. It's something I don't mention while I'm doing this segment, but you can light up the engines and also like make the little guns have like a little sound. We got the little gun station on top, and we get a look at the satellite dish. We also get a look at the cockpit, which I have some characters in there, so I'm not quite sure if this is matching up with the footage, but yeah, we got that. And my little satellite, for some reason, on this Falcon does not stay on too well. It comes out pretty easily, so that's kind of disappointing. But yeah, I get some little details on the Falcon and everything. So yeah, let me know if you want to see a close review of this down the road with the Interceptors. But we got a lot more vehicles to get through. So with that, let's now move on to Luke Skywalker's X-Wing. Moving on with Luke Skywalker's Red 5 X-Wing. I'm going to spin it around for a few seconds, and forgive me if I don't match up with the footage on here. Still recovering with the vision. But yeah, we can kind of look at the X-Wing. I don't have a turntable for these, so I'm just kind of moving them around in a circle. But yeah, we can look at the details on the X-Wing, and here in a few moments, I'm going to demonstrate how to open up the X-Foils or the wings. So mine over time, it kind of wore down, so that's not good, and so hopefully Wedges doesn't do that. Of course, R2-D2 is in his little slot. He may be backwards, again, vision-wise currently. But yeah, we got that little feature. We get some engines on the back, and we just kind of get an overall look of the X-Wing, and yeah, he has landing gear on the bottom, which I may not show here, but I may. But yeah, one more to look at the X-Foils opening up right there, and so yeah, with that, let's now move on to our next vehicle, which will be another X-Wing, Wedges. Moving on, we're going to move on with Wedge Antilles X-Wing from Return of the Jedi. This is from the Death Star 2 battle, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I think this was a limited edition. Let me know in the comments below. I think there's like 1 of 15,000 or something along those lines, and I'm probably getting yelled at if it was, because I opened it. I don't know. I really wanted Wedges in it. X-Wing, I got lucky finding this at my local Walmart. But as I said, he has some details on his X-Wing, and yeah, basically the same thing as Luke's. Of course, here in a few moments, I'm going to just demonstrate, I think, opening his wings up, which open up a lot. It's a lot of a tighter opening. I don't know if that made sense, but like it's easier to open compared to Luke's X-Wing, Luke Skywalker's X-Wing. And then, like Luke's, I don't know if his astromech is facing the right way, but I have that in there and everything. And with Wedge's X-Wing, I do show you, I think, somewhere in this clip on how basically, you can open it up, and I got a little Wedge figure in there, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, so that is a look at Wedge Antilles X-Wing. Again, forgive me if everything's not matching up. You're going to notice down here in a few moments that things are going to get a lot shorter, because I'm editing these as I'm recording, so yeah, I should stop talking, and because we got to move on to our next vehicle, which is the Y-Wing. Moving on, we got Gold Leader's Y-Wing. This is from, I think, Wave 4. And so, yeah, this Y-Wing is actually pretty cool. I like the designs of the X-Wing and the Y-Wing. I'm not quite sure why the B-Wing is called a B-Wing. But on this vehicle, we got the two guns in the front of the ship. We got the little gun by the astromech droid. And my astromech droid does not stay in there too well. You gotta kind of like push them in there. But yeah, we got looks at the two engines in the back right there. You can kind of see I'm just kind of messing around with it. This has landing gear like the X-Wing, so you can flip it over, which again, not sure if I'm showing it the correct spot. But you can flip it over and open up the landing gear or close it if you want to. And yeah, that's a quick look at the Y-Wing. This video is going to be a very long video, so we gotta move on. So with that, let's move on to Snowspeeder. Alright, so now for the 20th time of recording this segment, we got the Snowspeeder. It's a small little vehicle, so we're just going to spin around for a few moments. It's a very weird shaped vehicle also, but I guess all vehicles in Star Wars are weird. We can look at the little guns at the front, and of course we got the cockpit right in the middle, which you can open up like so. And so that's pretty cool. You can get Dak and Luke in there. So yeah, I'm happy you can open up all the way, but we're going to close it back up like so. I don't show it too well, but on the back, there's like a little gun also, and there's these little flaps that can move around. So yeah, it's becoming more review. So let's real quick take a look at the tow cable, which I'm going to pull out here in 1 second. Yep, there we go. That's a look at the tow cable feature. So in order to get it back into place, you're just going to use this little wheel on the bottom, and you're just going to spin it until you kind of get it back into place. Just keep going, keep going. It takes us a few seconds. Oh, we're almost there, and we're there, locked and loaded. So yeah, that's a look at the Snowspeeder. Got a lot more vehicles to look at, so let's move on to the Imperial side. So moving forward, we're going to have to be a lot quicker with these clips. So we got the ATST. This was seen back in the Return of the Jedi, a small little vehicle, and it was used during the Battle of Endor. I don't know why I just like it so much. It's small, but I have to do a review on this soon, one day. But yeah, that's a look at the ATST. Let's move on to our Imperial TIE Fighter, which is right here. We got the Imperial TIE Fighter, an iconic ship from the Return of the not Return of the Jedi, but from the original trilogy. Just not much else to say about it besides that. So let's move on to Darth Vader's TIE Advance. Here we got Darth Vader's TIE Advance, of course, seen in the New Hope. The wings on mine don't stay on too well, but I don't know about everyone else's. One will complain about this. Kai has that cockpit that looks like the TIE Bomber, but I don't have the TIE Bomber. It'd be cool to have it, but I don't have it. Of course, you can look at the wings there, and so, yeah, it's a pretty cool little vehicle. So with that, let's now move on, I believe, to our Imperial TIE Interceptors. So I got two of these, which was seen in, I think, Return of the Jedi. Actually, I know it was seen in Return of the Jedi. These came out in the Death Star, Destroy the Death Star Battle Pack, or, yeah, Destroy the Death Star Battle Pack. I like the wings of the TIE Interceptors. They're pretty cool. They're probably one of my favorite TIEs up there with the TIE Bomber. And so, yeah. Of course, let me know if you want to see this in the comments below or do a review of the Destroy the Death Star Battle Pack. And yeah. So moving forward, we got the Imperial Transport. This came out in Wave 1. Probably one of my least favorite vehicles from Wave 1. Actually, there's one we'll get to here in a little bit. That's probably my least favorite for one reason. Anyway, this is about the Imperial Transport. Came with 2 Stormtroopers, and it's a nice little vehicle. It's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. Of course, I think there was like a Kenner toy of this, and I think it was never in the original trilogy movies. But I think it came back in The Mandalorian, unless the Vintage Collection just made it to make the vehicle as a kind of a throwback, because I know it had the Mandalorian logo on it. But yeah, that's a look at the Imperial Transport. You do got some wheels on the bottom that can make a roll, but it doesn't roll too well. But yeah, that is a look at the Imperial Transport. So move on to the Imperial Shuttle, which I think we're showing right now. And the Imperial Shuttle is one of my favorite vehicles from last year. You had the Imperial Royal Guard, you got the Emperor, you got some cool features where you can like move the wings up and down, which I really like the clicking noise of it for some reason. You can always move the gun, which I think I showed a second ago. And the landing gear on it was pretty cool. The ramp was a bit too low to the ground for my taste. I don't know, that was my one. I can't remember what I said in that review, honestly. It was a few months back. But the Imperial Shuttle, if you don't have it, I highly recommend it. It was really cool. And so, yeah. But there was another cool vehicle that came out in 2023, which was the AT-AT. This, of course, came with Luke Skywalker, 2 Imperial Snowtroopers, 2, I think, AT-AT pilots, and then also came with General Veers. I was kind of confused during that review. There were some things I don't think I got right, but it was just kind of like my first take, which I probably should do reviews where I get most of the information right, but and that's just my style. I may try and improve over the next few months and everything, but yeah. Back to the AT-AT. It's really cool, very tall, light and sound. I like the neck. I like the whole leg mechanism where it makes the noises. And so, yeah, that is a look at the Imperial Navy and everything. Let's now move on to the prequel side of things, starting with the Clone Wars items. So up first for the Clone Wars segment, we got our Republic gunships. I don't have the original gunship that came out in 2022, I believe, and I just never got it. It'd be a nice one to have for the collection. But when it comes to the gunships I have right here in front of you, on the left we got Plo's Bros, and then on the right we got the Coruscant gunship. Now it's pretty cool that LEGO made the Coruscant gunship. I also would prefer the normal gunship from Lego. I know this is a Lego channel, but maybe y'all are some Lego fans and you have the Clone Wars gunship. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Back to the Micro Galaxy Squadron line. I think the Coruscant gunship is my favorite because I like the color red, and the gunships have a lot of interesting details. Of course, you got the rockets on the inside, you got the engines, you got the bubble turrets, and you got the cockpit area, and you got a little, I guess, docking bay on the inside to hold 4 clones. I'm not quite sure if that's the right term, but yeah, that's a look at our 2 gunships. They're pretty cool. There's also 2 other ones. I don't remember the other titles of those, but I know there's 2 other gunships in the line. But moving on, we got our Jedi Interceptors. Of course, this is from the Coruscant Battle Pack. I can't remember what that pack was called again, but that was a pretty cool pack. So you got the 2 Interceptors, Anakin and Obi-Wan's. I'm not quite sure who's is who on the screen. My eyesight still healing, so it's not quite back to normal, but Anakin's yellow, and then Obi-Wan is red. So that's pretty cool. And along with that, you also had the 2, I guess we'll take a look at them right now. We got the 2, what are they called? The 2 Vulture Droids. That took me a while. They are pretty cool little vehicles. Of course, these came with the legs. There's like a separate part you can attach to the Vulture Droid and to make it stand. But yeah, these are just in flight mode currently. I think this is a flight mode. Let me know in the comments below. That was one thing I was confused on, which one was flight mode and which one's landing mode. You can, I think, lift up the little head if you wanted to, but yeah, you got that feature, which is pretty cool. You got 2 of those in the Coruscant Battle Pack. I can't remember the name that pack, but yeah, let's move on to our next, I guess, droid vehicle. We got the AAT. Now, this kind of works perfectly because given it's the 25th anniversary of Phantom Menace, this came out in Wave 2, I believe, of the Micro Galaxy Squadron line. And so, yeah, you got the 2 cannons on the side, you got the little antenna on top, and you can open it up if you want. I don't think I'm going to do that because we just kind of got to move on. You also got the cannon on top, and so, yeah, it's a lot bigger of a vehicle than I thought it'd be, honestly. I didn't know it was that big, but yeah, it makes sense given it's, I guess, a tank. So that is a look at our Clone Wars AAT. Let's now move on to our next vehicle, which will be ObiWan's Jedi Starfighter. Now, this vehicle, it's a pretty decent vehicle. I don't know if it's from Episode 2 or from the original Clone Wars from 2003. But you got an R4 in that set, and you got an Obi-Wan, and you got his hyperdrive ring, which I've been having trouble trying to get that attached to his Starfighter. Let me know if you all had trouble in the comments below. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've tried many ways to make it fit, and it just doesn't fit, so we're not going to put that in shot right now, but just know that it does come with a hyperdrive ring and everything. So, yeah, that's a look at Obi-Wan's Starfighter. Let's move on to one of my least favorite vehicles, only because I'm not quite sure. Like, I've never seen the vehicle. I think this is also from the original 2003 Clone Wars, which is Asajj Ventress Genovix Starfighter. This vehicle I've never seen before, so it's really only because I have no connection to it, but it is a very unique vehicle, I will say that. It kind of has, like, these, like, it looks like a fan, honestly, one of those fans they use, like you can close it and open it up, one of those fans, if you don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's just a vehicle I never seen, and I know who Asajj Ventress is because she was in the 2008 Clone Wars, but when it comes to the original Clone Wars, I never watch it. I probably should. I think it's a good show, but yeah, and like I said, only because I have no idea what really to say about the vehicle, and it's gonna make that review hard if I ever review it. But yeah, that is a look at the Genovix Starfighter. Also, I'm kind of getting tired of seeing it in stores. It's everywhere. So yeah, that is a look at the Genovix Starfighter. Let's now move on to our next vehicle, which is the Bad Batch Attack Shuttle. Kind of works perfectly with the Bad Batch coming out here in a few weeks. Can't wait to see this final season. Hopefully there's a lot of good clone episodes and not a lot of filler. But the Bad Batch Attack Shuttle is pretty cool. It's kind of like the Imperial Shuttle. You can open up the wings like so, and then you got the little gun on the back for the cannon. I think you can fit a character in there. Of course, we got Omega and Wrecker in this set. You can get some characters in the front cockpit. So yeah, it's a pretty cool vehicle. For $30 though, it was quite expensive in my opinion. It's definitely smaller than you think would be for that price. I mean, the Imperial Shuttle is $30, and that's a lot bigger than this. It's definitely really small, and and it just wasn't a big fan. Luckily for me, I got that for $3 by using some not coupons, but gift cards, and I got it on sale. So it may not have been a very good vehicle, I guess. I mean, I guess given it was on sale for like $3, but getting it for like $3 was pretty cool. So, yeah, that I think concludes our Clone Wars era, unless I'm forgetting something, which I probably am, and if so, we're about to insert a new clip, but if not, let's now move on to our final segment, which is my Mando category. Alrighty, we are finally moving on to our final few ships here in the Mandalorian category, and we have both of the Slave Ones, or Boba Fett's Starship, or the Fire Spray. It's one, I think the Fire Spray is the correct name. Anyway, these vehicles are so big, I just decided to put them together. Plus, I don't know which one's which in my eyesight. I'm the only one up currently when I'm filming it, so I can't ask, hey, who's is who? So, anyway, we got the Slave Ones, and you got the cockpit up there in front right here. I guess this is either the back or front. I guess it's the front, because the loading bay is on the back. So, anyway, we got the two wings on the side of both the vehicles. And then we got the little guns on the back, which would be, I don't know, I think I heard this somewhere when I was younger, like on a video, but it kind of looks like an elephant face if you really look at it. Anyway, that is a look at the Slave Ones. Again, this is Boba Fett's and Jango Fett's. I got Jango Fett's on a clearance deal, I think, or did I pay full price? I don't remember. And it's not important, but anyway, I will say this before I move on. I like the Slave One in Lego and in like the Star Wars universe, but when it comes to these two vehicles and like this Micro Galaxy Squadron line, I don't know why. It's just they're definitely not my favorite vehicles for some reason, which is odd to have that mindset where you like it in other themes or whatnot, but not on this theme. Anyway, with that, let's now move on to our second to final ship. We got Botons Gauntlet Fighter. Now, this was seen during the Clone Wars and during the Mandalorian, I think, episodes of season 3. It could fit one character inside the vehicle, which I guess this may be a good example of not a lot of people being able to fit, or that makes no sense. Not every ship being scaled to each other, because I could have swore that multiple people could fit in that fighter, but let me know in the comments below. I could be wrong, but anyway, you could put Bo-Katan in the middle, you could spin the cockpit around, and then you can also put the wings up and down however you want it to be, and you got the landing gear. So yeah, it was a pretty cool vehicle. I got it in Lego also, so it's kind of cool to have both versions and both different, I guess, lines and everything. But with that, let's now finish up here with the final it's late. With the final ship, the Mandalorian's N1 Starfighter. Now, the N1 Starfighter is a vehicle I'm kind of shocked they haven't done yet. Maybe they'll do it this year for the 25th anniversary. But it's basically like a customized N1 Starfighter for the Mandalorian. It's kind of the colors of the Razor Crest, which I used to have in this line, but did anyone else have trouble with the little cannons on the side tearing off when you open it? I bought two, and they happened both the times. So I kind of just stopped buying those. I may get one again, but for now I don't have one. But the N1 Starfighter is a pretty cool vehicle. I got my Mando in there, and I got the Grogu, or the child, or Baby Yoda in there. And yeah, it's just a pretty cool vehicle. It's really nothing new. It's just the N1, just customized for his taste and everything. So yeah, that is a look at all the vehicles. That was a lot. So with that, let's now move out to our outro. Well, we did it. Oh, that was a lot. So that was my Micro Galaxy Squadron collection video that should have came out a week ago or so. Sorry it took so long. Videos, there may not be a lot for this week, but there may be one or maybe one more. Actually, probably maybe one more, but we'll see. But if there's no videos until the weekend, I hope you all enjoyed this one. It took a while, which doing voiceover definitely takes a while. I don't know how everyone else does it, but yeah, it was kind of fun. I shouldn't do this when it's really late at night, but still, it was fun. A bit stressful, but it was me learning some new tactics and everything. So with that, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, what your favorite ship was, and what vehicles you have that I don't, and what your favorite ship is in your collection. I really do like this line because it's kind of like a bigger version of the Micro Machines line from a few years ago. So with that, I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Take care.